5 to 7. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and honored guests. I'm Canadian, part Cree Indian, part French, logger, bushwhacker. It's part of my heritage. It's no wonder I have a fondness for rocky shores and highlands, lakes and trees, and canoeing. The Native American philosophy is simple. Everything's connected. We're all connected. Even though we may not understand it, the Native Americans believed that we're here and we have a purpose for being. And as I ponder on what acceptance was, I'm naturally self-reflective, being Native American. As I pondered on what acceptance is, I thought that acceptance sometimes can be unacceptable. And all acceptance is acquiescing or resting in the moment, or resting into what is. And it's accepting when you're happy, accepting when you're sad, accepting when you're fearful. And it's accepting people, places, events, squeaks, everything just as they are. Everything just as it is in the moment. In fact, you could shorten it. You could call it, this is it. Whatever is happening in the moment. This is it. And acceptance for me leads into something deeper. It leads into something called spiritual surrender. And that's a little different. Spiritual surrender brings you to different levels of surrendering. Now, surrendering has bad connotations at times. You know, we think we're going to wave the white flag and that you're a quitter. And in childhood, you're taught, well, quitters, they never win. They're defeated, they're vulnerable, they're weak. But in spiritual surrender, it's quite opposite. Spiritual surrender, you allow and you stop the struggling toward life. And you suffer less as a result. And it brings a new frame of mind. It brings a stillness in the mind, a peace in the mind, something that is a very magnificent freedom that you don't normally experience in your normal waking states. The ego is an interesting thing. I liked Wayne Dyer's definition of ego. He used an acronym, edging God out, E-G-O. But I like something different. I created one called LDS, the limited, or I should say, the little demanding self. And the little demanding self is demanding. It wants, it desires, it whines, just like my bride this weekend. It is pushy, it has agendas, and it struggles. In fact, that's how it survives. The struggle, it loves the struggle. It maintains its existence through struggling. If you can allow the little demanding self to take a back seat and allow the heart's wisdom to come through, your gut, your intuition, if you will, to come through, then you are informed by wholeness. Just like the great American Indian ancestors said that everything is connected, everything is of the great spirit of wholeness. All ego really is resistance to life, isn't it? Now, I'm not talking about sitting around meditating your life away and all your problems into a world of fairy dust and la-la land. I'm talking about taking actionable, measurable, definitive steps toward your goals and your objectives. But I found that surrendering brings a great freedom, and it's in fact the most efficient, most productive method of getting through your life in the world. It's so beneficial when you're informed by wholeness, aside from that little demanding self, then life flows through you. So isn't that what we're all looking for, the flow state, where you're not self-conscious, where life flows through you. Now, Jeannie, I have the perfect ending to my sermon. So this talk won't be too long. But essentially, it's, if I had to present this talk in 30 seconds, as if it was a life and death talk, the basic thing I would say is that put aside your little demanding self for a while, think less, be more, allow your heart's wisdom to come through, ask your heart, ask your gut the question, and be informed through that heart, be informed by wholeness. Now, my Native American ancestors, they said, we're part of the trees, we're part of the fish, we're part of the lakes. We're brothers. In fact, I have a quote. I forgot my quote. This comes from Chief Seattle. One thing we know, there is only one God. No man, be he red man or white man, can be apart. We are all brothers after all. And that quote leads me to great surrender. Mr. Toastmaster?